Welcome. Scott here. In this video, I'm bringing you a general guide about Mage's talent. On the Mage Talents page, talents are broadly divided into two types, those that can be developed via flourishing and those that require a Craved Stone. Each category has different stats and effects that can be built up. 2 flourishing talents and 1 Craved Stone can be applied in each disc link. Once all talents are flourished, a slot that the Craved Stone can be equipped into is unlocked. Broadly, the talents are broken in 3 categories. For the red category or the top wheel, you have the attack talents. These will increase the mage's offensive abilities. For the blue category or the bottom left wheel, you have the defense talents. These will increase the mage's defensive abilities. For the green category or the bottom right wheel, you have the support talents. These will increase the mage's auxiliary abilities. So how many talent passives do a mage have? Each mage has a total of 18 talents with 6 talents in each category, and they can be flourished by using talent seeds items or black crystals. The number of talent seed items or black crystals necessary is different for each talent. Talents do not have to be flourished in any order, so prioritize the ones you think will be most suitable for the mage. Talent seeds can be obtained in the Under Normal Challenge dungeon, the Ice Cavern. 2 flourishing talents can be applied on each category, and you can change which talents be applied by rotating the discs. For every battle, a mage can have a maximum of 6 talents in effect, 2 for attack talent, 2 for defense talent and 2 for support talent. If you have maxed a talent wheel, you will gain additional bonuses from the Craved Talent Stone. What is a Craved Stone? After flourishing all talents, a slot for a Craved Stone will be unlocked. You can equip up to 3 Craved Stones, which one on each talent disc. The location where a Craved Stone can be equipped depends on its effects. Craved Stones can be obtained completing the limited challenge, Snowy Mountain Summit. There is a chance of you getting a normal Craved Stone from the standard Ice Cavern stage. Generally, there are 3 classes of Craved Stone: normal, rare, and legendary. For attack Craved Stone, they can either boost one of the following 3 effects: magic and attack stats, accuracy, or critical damage. For defense Craved Stones, they can either boost one of the following 3 effects: defense stats, endurance, or damage resistance. For support Craved Stones, they can either boost one of the following 3 effects: speed, critical resistance, or HP stats. You will notice some of the attributes are highlighted in red. Those are based on my estimates as I do not have a copy of them. Once you have engraved a Craved Stone into the Mage's Talent disc, you can swap the Craved Stone out. If you swap out a normal Craved Stone, you need to spend 5,000 Yul for the replacement fee. If you swap out a rare Craved Stone, you need to spend 15,000 Yul for the replacement fee. If you swap out a legendary Craved Stone, you need to spend 25,000 Yul for the replacement fee. You can refer to the pricing rates in the table that is shown on the screen. Why I do need to flourish my mage talents. Generally, talents will give boost to your mage's battle power, and some of them will help a lot for end game content such as Hall of Illusions, limited challenges, arena, etc. Besides, you also need to do some of them to complete the Advanced Mage's Path missions. So, what I need to do to flourish my Mage's Talents? You can flourish your Mage's Talents by using either talent seeds or black crystals. To flourish a talent, you need 20 normal talent seeds and 10 rare talent seeds, or use 900 black crystals. To flourish a full talent wheel, which will unlock the Craved Stone slot, you need a total of 120 normal talent seeds and 60 rare talent seeds. You can also use 5,400 black crystals. Where I can get talent seeds for my mages? You can either getting them at Ice Cavern dungeons, limited challenge quests, or time-limited missions. To get attack talent seeds, you need to farm them at the Red Ice Cavern Power Dungeon. To get defense talent seeds, you need to farm them at the Blue Ice Cavern Technique Dungeon. To get the support talent seeds, you need to farm them at the Green Ice Cavern Sense Dungeon. On the right side of the screen, you will see a table of the stages and the battle requirements. Notice that there are stages that are highlighted in blue. To farm for normal talent seeds, I would suggest you to try either stage 5 or 6. To farm for rare talent seeds, you need to do stage 9 and above. To get a chance for normal Craved Stone, you can try your luck between stage 12 to 15. Personally, for free-to-play players, I will not recommend you to use black crystals to flourish talents, since these are ultra-valuable resources. At the hideout, you have option of convert enhancement materials by talking to Gray. She is located at the rear end of the hideout, behind Finral. On the screen, you can see a table of the conversion rates. Throughout this menu, you can get your normal talent seeds convert to rare talent seeds and vice versa. It is either at the cost of either 1:3 or 3:1. For a rare talent seed, you need 3 normal talent seed. For 3 normal talent seed, you need 1 rare talent seed. Convert item is useful, but it would not very efficient in doing mass conversion. As there are still some feats mission to complete for converting item, I would approach Gray for converting the rare gear and accessory upgrade stones, since you cannot farm them elsewhere. Now I have covered on all the available options and methods on getting the upgrade materials. Let me cover on what talent passives you can get from the wheel.
I've got 3 daughters, you know.
The weak shall be purged. Simple as that.
Let us start off the attack talent passives. There is a total of 6 attack talent passive. To flourish a talent, you need 20 normal talent seeds and 10 rare talent seeds. To get attack talent seeds, you need to grind them at Ice Cavern Power stages. On the screen, you can see a table of the talents that you can get for this set. As the talent are arranged in a prefixed manner on the talent wheel. You cannot select the passive you want. Let us say you want to equip increased attack. You can only either equip Battle Frenzy or Sharp Mind as the secondary passive. Likewise, if you want to equip increased magic attack, you can either equip Battle Frenzy or Ferocity as the secondary passive. Let me go through briefly for each one of them. Increased attack, this will raise the mage's attack stats by 7%. This is good for non-magic attacker like Season 1 Asta, Kaito, Red Yami, Jack, Season 3 Jack, etc. Battle Frenzy, grants 2.5% increased critical rate at the start of the wave. Stacks up to 5 times. This is valuable for most attackers and highly beneficial for hard-hitting attacker units like Rhea, Kaito, Season 1 Asta, Season 3 Jack, Swimsuit Noel, Julius etc. Increased magic attack, this will raise the mage's magic attack stats by 7%. This is good for magic mages like Julius, Noel, Mimosa, SR Charmy, etc. Ferocity, your mage will attack after granting 10% increased damage dealt buff upon attacking the boss. Increased critical damage, this passive will raise the mage's critical damage by 10%. Please note having high critical damage is useless if your unit cannot land a critical hit. So, focus upgrade substats that to boost your gear's critical rate. Sharp Mind, this passive will raises the mage's damage dealt by 5%. Generally, these are two standard passive set that I give to my mages. For a non-magic mage, I will usually go with the combination of increased attack and battle frenzy. Likewise for magic-based mage, I will usually go with the combination of increased magic attack and battle frenzy. For nukers type units like Rhea, Season 1 Asta, Kaito, or Season 3 Jack, I will go with increased critical damage and sharp mind. Similar to gear farming, it is advisable to bring mono teams for the grinding. With the recent quality of life update, you can use dispatch if you have cleared the stage once. So, make use of the dispatch feature. The stage will get harder as you go to the higher difficulty level. To certain point if your mages do not have certain defensive stats, it is possible to get them one-shotted. This is the reason why mono team comp are best advised for dungeon farming. On the screen, you can see the list of units and roles that you can consider forming a team comp. A viable team comp for clearing any form of dungeons usually involved a defender mage and healer mage along with 2 units mainly focusing on attacking the boss, debuffing the boss or buff your party. Before I proceed to the next section, let me showcase a demo farming run.
They're all roadside pebbles. They're all roadside pebbles.
Now, let us cover off the defense talent passives. There is a total of 6 defense talent passive. To flourish a talent, you need 20 normal talent seeds and 10 rare talent seeds. To get defense talent seeds, you need to grind them at Ice Cavern Technique stages. On the screen, you can see a table of the talents that you can get for this set. As the talent are arranged in a prefixed manner on the talent wheel. You cannot select the passive you want. Let us say you want to equip increased defense. You can only either equip Endurance or Iron Will as the secondary passive. Likewise, if you want to equip Max HP, you can only either equip Endurance or Guardian as the secondary passive. Let me go through briefly for each one of them. Increased defense, this talent passive will raise your unit's defense stats by 20%. As how the damage formula works for the game, this is widely regarded as the most useful defense talent passive. It is highly recommended to get them for tackling endgame content such as raids, world boss, Hall of Illusions, etc. Endurance. This talent passive will grant a 4% defense and 2% critical resistance at the start of a wave. Stack up to 5 times. Increased max HP. This talent passive will raise your unit's HP by 5%. This passive is good for units whose mechanic scales off their HP like Swimsuit Charmy or Kohano. Guardian. This talent passive will result your mage to gain 10% Fortify buff when they are attacked by the boss. Fortify will reduce damage taken. Increased critical resistance. This talent passive will raise your mage critical resistance by 10%. This passive might be useful against hard-hitting enemies. Iron Will grants debuff immunity for a 1 turn if HP is equal or lower than 35%. This passive is good for Mars or Defender mages when facing a debuff-heavy fight. Generally, most mages will go for the increased defense and endurance or Iron Will set. For units that have mechanics that scales off HP, for example, Swimsuit Charmy and Kohano, you will want to give them increased max HP and endurance passive instead. Like the gear farming, it is advisable to bring mono teams for the grinding. With the recent quality of life update, you can use dispatch if you have cleared the stage once. So, make use of the dispatch feature. The stage will get harder as you go to the higher difficulty level. To certain point, if your mages do not have certain defensive stats, it is possible to get them one-shotted. This is the reason why mono team comp are best advised for dungeon farming. On the screen, you can see the list of units and roles that you can consider forming a team comp. A viable team comp for clearing any form of dungeons usually involved a defender mage and healer mage along with 2 units mainly focusing on attacking the boss, debuffing the boss or buff your party. Before I proceed to the next section, let me showcase a demo farming run.
This is go. 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 I overdid it. Time for a nap.
Lastly, let us cover the support talent passives. There is a total of 6 support talent passive. To flourish a talent, you need 20 normal talent seeds and 10 rare talent seeds. To get defense talent seeds, you need to grind them at Ice Cavern Sense stages. On the screen, you can see a table of the talents that you can get for this set. As the talent are arranged in a prefixed manner on the talent wheel. You cannot select the passive you want. Let us say you want to equip increased damage resistance. You can either equip Swiftness or Mage's Blessing as the secondary passive. Likewise, if you want to equip increased HP recovery received, you can either equip Swiftness or Resolution as the secondary passive. Let me go through briefly for each one of them. Increased damage resistance. This talent passive will raise your unit's damage resistance by 10%. Regards on how damage resistance works, when a mage takes damage, there is an increased chance of taking reduced damage based on this stat, and if activated, the damage received can be reduced by up to 30%. With this passive equipped, the damage resistance can be reduced up to 40%. Swiftness. This talent passive will grant the mage a SP +1 buff upon having less than 2 SP at the start of the turn. Increased HP recovery. With this talent passive, the unit HP recovery received will increase by 5%. Resolution. With this talent passive equipped, the mage will gain debuff immunity for 1 turn upon resisting damage successfully. Increased accuracy and penetration. With this talent passive equipped, the mage's accuracy and penetration will increase by 5%. Penetration works in a way when the mage attack, a certain portion of the target's defense will be ignored, when the damage is dealt based on the character's penetration stat. However, penetration effectiveness will be reduced by the target's endurance stat. Unlike most other games, the accuracy stat in this game don't affect hit rate. Accuracy will affect the target damage reduction activation rate instead. Mage's Blessing. With this passive equipped, the mage will have a 20% chance to grant a reduced skill 2 cooldown by 1 turn buff at the start of a turn. Usually skill 2 will take 2 turns. So with this passive, you will get the option to use skill 2 after 1 turn upon activation. In general, you can choose the following passives: increased damage resistance and swiftness for most mages. For healer mages, you will want increased HP recovery received along with resolution passive equipped. For nuker mages, you can choose resolution and increased accuracy and penetration. For mages whose skill 2 has good effect, which are usually applicable for supporter type, you can choose Mage's Blessing and increased damage resistance. Like the gear farming, it is advisable to bring mono teams for the grinding. With the recent quality of life update, you can use dispatch if you have cleared the stage once. So, make use of the dispatch feature. The stage will get harder as you go to the higher difficulty level. To certain point, if your mages do not have certain defensive stats, it is possible to get them one-shotted. This is the reason why mono team comp are best advised for dungeon farming. On the screen, you can see the list of units and roles that you can consider forming a team comp. A viable team comp for clearing any form of dungeons usually involved a defender mage and healer mage, along with 2 units mainly focusing on attacking the boss, debuffing the boss, or buff your party. Before I proceed to the next section, let me showcase a demo farming run. Do I really need to max all talent slots for all my mages? Generally, it depends. If the mage is a unit you use frequently like Julius or Swimsuit Noel, you will want to get a full Flourish talent wheel for the additional stats benefits from the Craved Stone. Please do remember that stamina is a limited resource. It is important to prioritize on activities that matters more. Personally, I won't recommend you to grind for talent seeds unless your mages are properly geared. Some of the farming stages are pretty tough and you will face the risk of your mages being KO instantly if your unit's gear equipment is not adequate. For endgame content fights such as raids, world boss, or Hall of Illusion stages, it is most likely you will need to have closed max gear set and max talent wheels. You can also opt to do a budget talent set like the one shown on the middle of the screen. There are certain units that you want to max out a specific talent wheel. For example, speed supporters such as William, Clover Academy Charlotte, Finral, and Valtos will benefit from having a full support talent wheel. Having a maxed talent wheel allows you to engrave a speed Craved Stone. Speed Craved Stone will benefit a lot for supporter units. With this, I have come to the end of my guide presentation. Hopefully you find it useful. If you liked the video, please give a like. Please subscribe to my channel for future gaming content. Good luck for the fight in the coming days. Bye.